Hey y'all, it's Hope here at Crafty Hope and welcome. I am working in the last day of my junk journal January journey for this year for 2024. The prompt this day was reflect, and I kind of wanted to incorporate some kind of mirrored element in it, and I thought I had some reflective paper that I was going to use and could not find it anywhere. So it was like, you know what, I'm going to make my own mirror. So I'm using this piece. Y'all, this is a piece of an old scrapbook that was in just kind of lingering around. I could have used black construction paper or something like that, but I decided to go with that. And I used some, I think that was Martha Stewart, maybe silver paint. And then I've got this, oh y'all, I can't think what it's called. It's a distress stain. Oh gosh, what is it called? Like brushed chrome or something like that from Tim Holtz that I put on there. But I wanted this to have a kind of mercury glass old mirror effect. So I'm adding in this little bit of like a gunmetal color, metallic watercolor there that I'll put kind of in the edges, and I'm splattering it, and then I will dry it. So this was kind of a multi-layered process. Like I said, this is the last day of Junk Journal January. And if you want to learn more about that, I encourage you to check out Meg of Meg Journals. I will have her linked below somehow. So I believe she'll do another prompted monthly challenge in July, I think. But this is the first time I've joined in the challenge and really enjoyed it as a jumping off point for the year. So, okay, so now I've got my journal page open. I've decided I'm going to work on this spread. The left side has a book page of some kind that I had done the previous day on, which was the travel one. I'll link that one for y'all as well. And then the right side is some kind of jelly print or something I had done on, looks like some music paper. I'm going to do a little bit of collage on there, so I added that like barcode. And then this, which is going to end up being one of the main colors in here, is a old dictionary page that had, oh y'all, I think it's probably sea glass, but it might be sea breeze Americana paint. It's just a smear of something that I had wiped it off on, and so I tore that down and then collected some other little scrap pieces, and I'm using my Oohoo glue stick to glue those down. I didn't cover a whole lot of this. I really wanted to cover that green up that was on that right side. I didn't mind the book pages on the right, but there was something about this little page. The book page, on the left. It was the green on the right that had me very much, didn't want that directed. I was really loving that, like, aqua blue, whatever it was I put down. So I'm just going to cover this up as much as I can with some of this. That's a piece of some kind of scrapbook paper there. So I've got all kinds of things in there. Junk and scrapbook papers and messy painting papers and whatever. What is that? That looks like something I've splattered with coffee on there. And I think actually that might be the next thing I bring into this is some painting with some coffee. I like to keep a little yogurt cup on my desk that has coffee crystals that have dried up, and I reconstitute it with water and then paint with it. It adds a really yummy, grungy effect. So I have finished all of that collaging. I didn't speed it up too fast for y'all because this is a pretty short video for me. So there's that yogurt cup. I spritzed it with some water. I'm trying to find a brush. I will wet the brush and mix up that coffee. And then, paint. What I really love about this effect is that it picks up, I was like, what am I doing? There's not near enough water on that. It really picks up a lot of the texture that's in things. There's something about the coffee itself. Other wet mediums don't really do it quite as well to pick up like those lines, those tear lines in the collage that I've got. So once I painted a couple, just a little bit of that, I splattered it. This was just to kind of make everything come together. And from there, I decided I wanted to also make it all a little more cohesive, do some what is it, stenciling. I'm using white gesso, a cosmetic sponge, and this is a uh what do you call it? Like cardboard stencil. My goodness, y'all, my words, from Faber-Castell. So I'm using it so it doesn't have to be washed or anything after that. Of course, most of my stencils I don't wash anyway, unless I use a heavier medium like matte gel. So this helps just bring those two pages together. And then I want to start focusing on my little mirror. So I've got this set of like ovals and stuff. I picked it up at an estate sale from an estate sale. It was like somebody who did a lot of mechanical drawings and stuff. So I pick out this shape and I'm using a pencil just to trace it real quick. And I'm hoping I can see the pencil because, that silver on silver basically makes it difficult. So, and I didn't want to be super exact with this because, again, I want this to be kind of an old mirror kind of feel. Now, I had put that like gunmetal metallic color on there in some of the corners. That won't show, but the splatters are still there. So I moved this around and finally, the left page is definitely a lot bigger than the right, but I decided, okay, this is a pretty small mirror. It'll work on the right, but I need to frame it with something. And I remembered I had watercolored these little botanicals not that long ago, and I was like, let me go grab those and see how they work. So I'm going to fussy cut two of them. I'm just going to show you one of them because it's the same process. A lot of times I do outline my botanicals like this with like a pen or something, and I didn't with this one. So it's a little bit unique for me in that it doesn't have like something stark and dark around it. Now I'm trying to be super delicate because the paper I had watercolored on, y'all, this is probably a book from the 70s and it is so brittle. There's something, I was so trying to be careful with because I was like, one small step and it will fall apart on me. And you can see the scissors I'm using are tiny. These are some like decoupage scissors I bought probably early 2000s. I love those. So I am going to cut out a second one of those to kind of flank this mirror. And I will darken the edges of the mirror just a little bit with, that is some Black Soot Distress ink and an ink blender. I felt like I needed this. What I wanted was to have like a gold frame around the mirror, and so I grabbed a gold doily, or a bit of a gold doily that was in my stash, and tore off the like lacy edges of it, and the part that's going to show of the frame or of the mirror that's poking up above my little botanicals, that's where I'm going to stick that lacy doily bit. And again, using that Oohoo glue stick, nothing fancy. And somehow, y'all, this comes together so it feels like the mirror from the talking mirror from like Snow White or something, the evil stepmother's mirror, because it has like this crown on it almost. I don't know. I love it. It's very, very kind of fairy tale and mystical, and I mean it's almost got like a Sleeping Beauty feel too, because it's got the botanicals coming around the edges, like the thorns and stuff that grow up around Sleeping Beauty's castle. So yeah, it has all of these fairy tale elements that really just I love. And again, with the Oohoo glue stick, y'all, I'm making a mess. It's just everything sticking to my fingers, but that's how it goes sometimes. When you get inspired, you just kind of go, and it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to do what I can to, you see, I'm putting the glue onto that instead of onto that very brittle paper. Because I knew if I tried to put the glue onto those botanicals, they would just fall apart. And I just wanted a little bit of that mirror peeking through as my reflect portion. And I grabbed what is it called? It's a Pentel pocket brush pen, something like that, to write out, do you like what you see? It was kind of a play on like looking in the mirror. Do you like what you're seeing? Do you like, and do y'all like what I've made here? Kind of idea. So I'm going to write that out pretty quick. I'm not trying to be fancy with it. I will add, some little on my D and my O because I started out printing it and then I was like, oh wait, I'm doing cursive. I guess I need to switch these to cursive. This, as you can tell by the time of this video, this page or this spread came together pretty quickly, which surprised me for my last page of this challenge. So I think right here I am going to outline the botanicals on the outside edge, and this is with a cheap rollerball pen from the Dollar Tree, and I will add just a little bit of water to the ink to get it to smear just for some shadow. And then after that I will grab a Stabilo all pencil and put a little bit of splatter in a couple areas just to break up like that color that's up above the mirror and that kind of thing to continue that kind of grungy yumminess. And when that is done, I'll be done with this. Y'all, I had so much fun with this month-long challenge. I'm sorry it's the middle of March before I finish sharing some of these pages with you, but I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank Meg and the folks at Get Messy for sharing about this challenge, and I hope you will check them out also. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming by and watching this. Let me know if you have any questions. If you do like it, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all very soon with more art and who knows what else, whatever I've got up my sleeve. Thanks, y'all. Bye.